I have learned that people will forget what you say. I've learned that people will forget what you've done, but they will never forget how you made them feel. In the early 1990s, after a less than stellar professional football career that culminated with a fractured leg, I hobbled home to my hometown in upstate New York in the mountains and to start the recovery process. And I developed a relationship with a family up there. Their last name was Rittling. The patriarch of the family was Jim. Everybody called him the Jimmer. And I was there 4 nights a week. He had 3 crazy kids, and he had a really crazy wife. Crazy life. I shouldn't have said that. And I developed a fantastic relationship. I was there all the time. I probably had dinner there 4 nights a week. I babysat their kids. I house sat when they went on vacation. I swam in their pool. We had a grand old time. But what I remember most about that relationship was what happened every single time I left the house. Whether it was 1 o'clock in the morning, whether it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when I left, the Jimmer would drop everything that he did, and he would walk me to the door. We'd have a small conversation. I'm supposed to be advancing slides here. We had a small conversation. He'd say, "Be safe." Say, "Have a nice trip home, and we'll see you tomorrow." Okay. I don't remember all the things that he said. I don't remember all the things that he did as a carpenter. I don't remember all the things he did with his family. But I will always remember how he made me feel. He gave me value. By taking the time to walk me outside, he gave me value. He gave me a confidence, the only confidence, the confidence that you know you have a friend, a true, true friend. So such a gesture as walking to the door means a ton. The reality probably is that he couldn't wait to get rid of me, and he just wanted to make sure I was gone and make sure he locked the door behind me so I wouldn't eat the food in his house. A fantastic family. You know, when I talked to my daughter, I said, "Geez, Corinne, what do you think I should talk about? What do you think people would be interested in?" And Corinne said, "Oh, you have to talk about your NFL career." Of course, I laughed a little bit, and I said, "My NFL career, this TED Talk is going to last about 10 times longer than my NFL career." I'll give you just a couple things. I remember, and this is a true story, I remember praying in training camp. It was 100 degrees out. I was stressed out. I thought I was going to get cut the next day. And I remember praying, honest to God. I said, "God, this is everything I've ever wanted since I was a little kid. I don't need to be an all-pro. I don't need to be a starter. I just want to play in the NFL. Just one play, please." Little did I know I had a direct pipeline to God. I just wish he hadn't taken me so literally. I think it's on record that I may have had the shortest career in NFL history. Of course, one of the games that I was active in was against the New England Patriots. And one of the few games, I think we won 2 that year as a New York Jet. We beat the Patriots, and they give out a game ball to the MVP. And the offensive line was the game MVP, and I was part of the offensive line. So I got a game ball. I was pretty thrilled about that. And I thought, "Geez, where the heck is this game ball? I wonder if it's still up in the attic." And lo and behold, I did find it, and I pulled it out. And here it is right here. And isn't it funny that it's pretty deflated? Probably Tom Brady probably wouldn't even throw this thing, would he? I think I have the best job on the planet. I get to train athletes, young, aspiring athletes, every day. My name's Jeff Oliver, by the way. I'm the strength and conditioning coach at the College of the Holy Cross, and I have a riot. I have a ball every day at work. I get to be around inspiring athletes, aspiring athletes, and unfortunately sometimes perspiring athletes. I get to watch them get better every single day. I also run a business at the College of the Holy Cross. They were nice enough to allow me to do that. I train young athletes, and I've been doing it for 18 years. And this guy has been there since he was 12. I started the business on a whim. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was just a strength coach. Guy came in and said, "Hey, can you train my hockey player son? I heard you know what you're doing." I said, "Yeah, I can train him." And I said, "Does he have any friends?" So he brought in 10 friends that first year, and we had an absolute ball. It was amazing to work with young kids like that and develop relationships with those kids and see how they developed confidence, how they became a little bit tougher, how they learned to respect each other, how they learned to respect themselves even. It was a true blessing to see that process happen. This camp grew pretty quickly, okay? I started with 10 kids, and I thought, maybe I'll get a few more next year. I asked the kids at the end, you think you'll bring some friends? You want to do this again next year? And they're like, "Oh, absolutely, we want to do it, and we'll bring some friends." So I decided that I would bring a friend, and her name was Veronica. Most people knew her as Vern. Vern was one of those people who understands people. She understands that enthusiasm and positive thinking are what drive people and what motivate people and what make people better. I get the impression that Miss Connell is exactly like Veronica. The kids loved her, the kids flocked to her, and guess what? She didn't know a lot about training, but she knew about people. I'm sure that the kids probably forgot what she said, they've probably forgotten what she did, but they will always remember how she made them feel. That's a quote that Veronica gave me. She also gave me the quote that I've been using right along that we started with in the beginning. She was a very thoughtful kid. So she was there when we ran the business. We started with 10. The next year we had 20. I thought, geez, if it keeps doubling, I'm going to be in pretty good shape here. So from 20, we went to 40. The kids were coming. They loved it. We had a lot of fun. Everything was going very, very well. From 40, it went to 80. Now when it gets to 80, I'm thinking, wow, this thing could really take off. It's doubled 4 years in a row. What's going to happen in year 5? There's no way it's going to double, right? We're going to maybe get to 100, okay? But the key moment here was after that year of 80 kids, Veronica left, okay? Of course, I didn't tell the kids that. So the next year, lo and behold, what happened? 160 kids. Man, that's tough to manage. And try to manage, I did. I didn't coach that much. I had to manage. I had to deal with parents. I had to deal with the coaches. I had to teach these coaches how to run the exercises, how to run the programs, how to run the speed development. So we had 160 kids that year. Now, all of a sudden, the wheels start turning. Okay? What was I starting to think? I had a young family. I had a 15-year-old truck, thinking maybe I can get a new car. If this thing doubles, then we're really talking about some success. I had capitalists, these venture guys that were interested, that approached me and said, "Hey, you got something special here." I didn't know what was so special about it, but they said, "You got something special here. Let's open a private business. We can make millions. This will be great." I said, "I'm good. I'm doing pretty well here. I'm going to keep rolling." I was offered jobs in the NHL. I was offered jobs in 1A football. I stayed put. I liked where I was. So what do you think happened from 160 beyond the following year? I was fired up. I had a ton of coaches. We had to rearrange the schedule. The times were shorter. We came up with all kinds of solutions to make 320 kids work. I didn't really think I'd get 320, but I thought if I got 200, I'd be pretty happy. So what happened? You guessed it. Disaster. Okay? We went from 160 kids. We didn't double it. We didn't single it. We lost 40 kids. We went down to 120. I'm devastated. I took it personal. I thought, what in God's green earth did we do wrong? And I started to think, and I came across the same quote that I opened with, and I remembered that Veronica left when we were at 80. And she was the queen of making people feel good about themselves. She was the best of the best. So I started to think, and of course I looked at the other things. I looked at, maybe it's the economy. Maybe it is, maybe I'm not on Facebook. Maybe our programming needs to be changed. Maybe there's something else that's out there that's causing us. Maybe somebody said something wrong. But I think the reality is we lost track of what we were supposed to do. We're supposed to not train the athlete, like Veronica always told me. We got to train the person. So what we did is we said we're going to stay relatively small. We're going to stay in the low 100s. We're not going to advertise. We're going to make it all word of mouth. And when the new coaches come in, we're going to train them completely different. We're not going to talk about how to do a one-leg squat. We're not going to talk about how to do a clean. We're not going to teach them why we do all that stuff. But we're going to teach them about relationships. We start our orientation period talking about developing relationships with the athletes. We were too big to succeed. We talk about every kid that comes in that room. We'll address them. We'll say hello. I think Mose has it right. Every time you walk into Mose, you guys know you walk into Mose and they say, "Welcome to Mose." Okay? I know they probably they don't really care about me that much. But it feels pretty good when they do that. I think that's a great idea. So we do that. We don't say, "Welcome to Ollie's," but we just say hello. We shake their hand. We give them a high five. We make sure that they know they're valued. And when they're done with the workout, I teach the coaches that we want to make sure that somebody says goodbye. Someone walks them to the door, tells them thanks for coming. We teach the athletes to thank the other coaches. We teach the athletes to interact with each other. Now we're starting to get back to where we should be. Because it's true what they say. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But they will never, ever, ever forget how you made them feel. With that, I would like everyone here to go ahead and stand up. I'm the last speaker, I believe. So if I can get everybody to stand up. And I'm wondering, I know a lot of you guys are friends and a lot of you guys know each other, but I'm wondering when you came in, if you actually turned around to the people behind you and greeted them. Did you turn around to the people in front of you and greet them? Did you find out a little bit about each person? I know you were probably here early, right? So take a couple minutes and do that. Tell them you appreciate the fact that you didn't complain looking through the back of their head. Ask them why they're here. Absolutely, I love it. And with that, I want to say thank you guys all very much. The TED Talks were fantastic. And this was all just a ploy to get a standing ovation, so thank you very much.